possibly know, we are all from Saint Gobain, and it's a very old company. It's been in India since 1996, and this company is a Paris headquartered company. It's present in more than 80 countries worldwide, and it's got revenues of more than 50 billion euros, and it's now more than 358 years, as I said. Our singular focus, or what we are most interested in, is how to promote sustainability. We know that almost 30% of carbon footprint globally is coming from buildings of various forms, whether it is a hotel, it's a hospital, it's a school, it is a residence. Different kinds of buildings contribute almost 30% of the carbon footprint. That is what is causing global warming and all the problems that are happening. So as a company, we want to tackle that challenge. We want to contribute to a greener planet. We want to bring down the global temperature. So that is the mission that we have taken. We want to make the world a better home. That is our purpose in the. And to promote this, the method we are adopting is what is called light and sustainable construction. So that is what all our products here on display, and what is we keep talking to all our customers about how we can help them adopt light and sustainable practices so that our planet can become greener over time. So today, the three of us will take your questions. My name is Venkat Subramanian. I'm the Managing Director for Gypsum, Insulation and Mortars business. Mr. Hemant Khurana, he is actually heading our business of mortars, construction chemicals, and also the homes and hospitalities. You will see a lot of products here. And Mr. Sudip Polte, he is the Managing Director for the gypsum business. So we are all working towards our common objective is how do we promote light and sustainable construction.
So one of the questions is, what recommendations do you have for the hospitality sector particularly? Because the impact is the most here, especially in a state like Goa, where tourism is a major industry. What strategies or recommendations can both sides, private and the public sector, implement to ensure faster adoption of such sustainable practices?
So, within the construction ecosystem, hotels is a very, very important sector. And the other thing about hotels is, right now, particularly post-COVID, there is a very rapid expansion, particularly in a place like Goa. There is a lot of construction happening. Now, assuming you do construction in the conventional way, with steel and cement and concrete and all that, then that is going to create a lot of pollution, a lot of carbon dioxide that will get produced when you manufacture such products with cement and steel and things like that. So today there are more interesting alternatives available, and we are bringing all that into the country. So today, with the use of our glass, our plaster board, our insulation products, you can make a lot of construction, since Goa requires so much construction, which can be far greener. And that way, I think we will be able to promote sustainability. So within the hotel sector, if I were to talk specifically, see what hotel sector requires is firstly that the project should be put up very rapidly. If you decide I want to make a hotel in some location, we should do very quickly. So our products are very, very fast to install. So if you are building a hotel in conventional method of construction versus with our product, you can easily cut 3 to 4 months of time in implementing those products. So you can actually start a hotel and start running it much faster. That is the first advantage. Second advantage is that using our products, the dead weight of the hotel, that means if everybody gets out, the weight of the building will be significantly lower than what it will be. That means you are using so little resources compared to how you do in conventional construction. So lightening of the building is something that we are able to achieve. So the dead weight of the building will come down because we use materials which are engineered materials, and those are lighter in weight. So that's the second advantage. Third advantage is that the productivity. You don't need so many people. You can do, these are very fast to construct, much lesser labor content in these products. Other thing which is there in this particular product is that it's all dry construction, which means that you will not have this spraying water for curing and all that which you use in conventional. The carpet, you can do the ceiling, several things can happen together. The other point of this is these are very flexible in nature. What it means is today you have a hotel with so many rooms and you want to tomorrow change the layout or you want to do some renovation. Very easy to do. Design flexibility is excellent. In addition to all of that, performance, if you look at it, you can save a lot of energy. The energy that you will put into cooling the building, etc., can be saved because we have insulating materials. Your noise levels. Today we are living in cities where there is a lot of traffic, there is a lot of noise. So you can cut out the noise. Even inside a hotel room, if a guest is coming, he wants privacy, he wants comfort in the room. So the noise from anything that's happening outside can be totally isolated. Room can be very peaceful, people can get good rest in that. Energy efficiency I talked about. Indoor air quality. There is a lot of what is called volatile materials in the air and pollutants. We have methods to attack that and improve the air quality inside. Other thing is there could be a fire risk. Suppose there is a fire in the hotel or somewhere. How do you protect your guests? So there is passive fire rating that goes into our solutions. So these are all the sort of benefits that we are able to offer, and through this, these are practices which are very well adopted in many Western parts of the world. But here now we are bringing this and training people. We are doing a lot of effort to skill contractors, employees to come with these solutions.
The challenge.
And if I can just build on that while we are doing, I think one part of it is very clearly we talked of hospitality. But that apart, if you look at many sectors, more so in terms of offices, spaces like that, it's already being used. Healthcare uses a lot of it. In fact, अभी जो PM ने पिछले हफ्ते ONGC का भी इनॉग्रेशन किया है, that is also part of what we call as a part of SG solutions. तो ये जो Saint Gobain के solutions जो हमने सुने in terms of benefits, what's happening at end to end from a performance and a well-being perspective is something which we have enough proof points, पर जितना होना चाहिए उतना हो नहीं रहा है. I think there's a lot more which can happen in that space. And that apart from a sector, if I can add on to it, is if you look at what we do in terms of our glass, glazing, what it means in terms of thermal comfort inside the room, what you get in terms of the visual जो comfort होता है कि जैसे आप अभी कह रहे थे पीछे से लाइट बहुत आ रही है, शूटिंग बराबर से नहीं हो रहा है. So all these things, if you look at the way how the room is closed, तो अपने पीछे ग्लास है, बाहर की बहुत ज़्यादा आवाज़ अंदर नहीं आ रही, अंदर की आवाज़ बाहर नहीं जा रही. So all these kinds of things which are there, if you look at the entire array of solutions which we have, are suited to almost all the spaces. So if you look at it, almost 60 to 70% of materials which would be required in any living space, by and large, SG is able to, Saint Gobain is able to provide that kind of material, जो भी लगता है, along with of course the benefits, performance part of it.
You mentioned about it being difficult to pick up. It's not जितना traction होना चाहिए, that's not happening, right? Well, that comes back to the first question. So a large chain like say the Taj Group or Hilton will be conscious about it. But जितने जो छोटे hotels होते हैं, they are a little margin conscious. What is the price difference therefore for sustainability? And then therefore come back to the original question.
We'll come back after Hemant comes in.
No. What I just wanted to add is, if you see the building construction Mr. Venkat was talking about, so if you see there is total CO2 emissions जिसको बोलते हैं globally, close to about 40% of the CO2 emissions is on account of buildings. There is about 12% which is coming while constructing. That means the materials I use, how much CO2 is emitted when we make those materials and transport them. And balance 28% is during the operations of the building. Like if you see a hotel, typically it's always lit, air conditioned, so there are lots of leakages, and so there is a lot of energy consumption and CO2 emission during the usage. So one part is that Saint Gobain is helping in reducing the 12% during construction, because we are replacing conventional materials like brick. If you take or a block, there's a lot of embodied energy, because you require a lot of energy to make those bricks, blocks, conventional materials. You also use sand, you use water, various things. So 12% at CO2 emissions, we are helping it reduce significantly by using new technology. You will see it here, we'll take you around. you will see things like drywall technology, even glazing outside, like you will see windows, facades. That is that is that is on one side. If you see glazing and windows, it allows a lot of natural light. So naturally the need for artificial light goes down, energy consumption goes down. But equally you are removing a lot of dead weight because these are much lighter. So 12% while constructing, and after that 28% is a huge number because you are always using the artificial lighting and air conditioning. So our solutions help there also because you cut a lot of, when you use a lot of wood glazing, windows, so you are allowing a lot of natural light but cutting the heat with the special coatings on the glass. So that means 40% of global energy goes, or the CO2 emission goes into buildings. We are helping to reduce that significantly. Challenge is, as you rightly said, in the hotel industry today, there are about 25-30,000 keys, new keys, rooms that are coming up annually. Next 5 years, you see that everything is booked. Whatever buildings are under construction by builders are being taken by leading chains. So I think the challenge often lies in, because there is a greenfield project, like you said, there everybody is trying to incorporate new methods. You construct faster, so you can start using faster. So greenfield is clear. Then there is this brownfield and conversion. That is where often they are not able to do. So I think if your question was what can hospitality industry do, a lot of these brownfield and conversions, if we adopt those standards, I think will be significantly beneficial. So the industry can, with small retrofits, so let's say one window you can replace it with a new one. It's not very complicated, with the right kind of glazing, so that you can achieve. Even when you are doing renovation inside, things like you can do, you can replace. So let's say there are many hotels, you see buildings are being, now there is this concept of redevelopment. On existing, you build more. So there you use the new, drywall technology is lighter. You're not adding no dead load is being added to the foundation. So greenfield, while designing, I think the hospitality industry can build in all of this using the right technology. It helps us also save them cost. Retrofit or brownfield and the conversion, with little bit more awareness, we can do a lot more with the solutions that you will see.
I will pick up 2 points that you asked. One is smaller chains are not using, and larger chains may be using. That is one point you made. One of them. See, today awareness about the need for sustainability is very good. So through exhibitions like this, through various forums, we are trying to bring awareness around this topic. Okay. Second is there are bodies like US Green Building Council, IGBC, GRIHA. There are rating agencies. So we are very active in those bodies. And today, if you use our products, you will get a lot of green rating for the building. And today India has the largest number of green rated buildings compared to any other part of the world. And we contribute quite a bit into that. So that's the second part. The third part is there are codes and standards for different types of construction. And this is something in different parts of the world it is evolving at different stages. In India also there is something called ECBC, but it is not mandatory. So therefore what happens is people who are conscious will follow the ECBC norms, some others may not be following. So slowly we are working with government, and our recommendation to government is these things should be made mandatory, because the future generations, their livelihood depends on our following the right practices. So we are working with different bodies. Today the other positive thing is even the hotel industry is recognizing that this is required. So some of them are also approaching, they have their own carbon targets, etc. So that is helping certainly. So that's as part of the awareness creation and how we do this. On the cost part of it, what is interesting for you to note is some of these solutions may be a little more expensive when you put up. But then when you are constructing a hotel, for instance, you are going to use it for 25-30 years. So what is the life cycle cost? Which means capital cost is one part of it, the running cost is the other part of it. So if you pay little extra on capital cost, but through the life of that, you are going to have a structure which is consuming less power, easier to maintain, giving much better performance, comfort of occupants, all that is taken care. Then the picture changes. So when you only look at, okay, do I have to spend, कितना खर्चा है इसके पीछे आज का खर्चा हो सकता है थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, but once you do that, then आपको ज़िंदगी भर you are going to enjoy the benefits of the choice that you have taken. इसमें so this is how we do.
If I can just build on that thought, I think, see, firstly, if you look at it from a customer perspective, ये जो बना रहा है, there are very broadly 2 or 3 buckets where it does make sense to use this kind of technology. First is what you rightly said is around high-end luxury kind of multinational hotels. They are into innovative designs, into high-quality materials. They want to give their customers the immersive experience. So for them, not having innovative architecture, not having premium materials is not an option. The second kind of segment which talks to this is anywhere where you want stuff which is more focused around, which is what I would say traditional, something which is more boutique in nature, जहाँ पे आपको एक particular experience देना है, जहाँ पे आपको flexibility लगेगा, customization लगेगा, जहाँ पे materials have to come together. So if you're looking for something which is more versatile in nature, you have no option to what you will see as you go through the rounds. And the third part of it is anyway, if you're into the space of wellness, if you look at resorts, spas, आपका complete overall which as a entity आपका कहना है कि बॉस I'm into wellness and spa and तो आपके लिए तो obviously it makes sense to use sustainable materials, lightweight materials. So one part of it is what do you stand for? अगर आप कहने कि बॉस ये बीच के सामने एयरबीएनबी के लिए कुछ मुझे बनाना है, उसके लिए मुझे ऑप्शन देना है, you may or may not then look at sustainability. I think the beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. ऐसे नहीं कि हर किसी को करना ही चाहिए या there's a lot of benefit, but basis what your business model is, this is a fairly versatile, fairly performance oriented, good value for money. The second part of it is if you try to straddle the first part of the input versus the second part, if you look at it purely from say energy consumption, it's almost 33% lower in terms of energy consumption. तो अगर हम देखें कि नॉर्मल वॉल वर्सेस ड्राईवॉल कंस्ट्रक्शन अगर कोई करता है, तो अगर कोई मान लो 4000 स्क्वायर मीटर का भी कोई बिल्डिंग बना रहा है, तो 1.5 लाख लोग 24 घंटे के लिए जितनी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंज्यूम करेंगे उतनी एनर्जी इस बिल्डिंग में बच सकती है. वी टॉक्ड ऑफ डेड वेट्स, इट्स 73% लोअर इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेड वेट्स, यानी मान लो करीबन 960 टन 240 हाथियों जितना सामान आपको अंदर बाहर ऊपर नीचे करने की जरूरत नहीं है. इफ यू लुक एट फ्रॉम वी टॉक्ड ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, सो इट्स ऑलमोस्ट 45% लोअर इन टर्म्स ऑफ कार्बन फुटप्रिंट. So what that means is it will mean at least for a 4000 square meter kind of a structure कि एक गाड़ी अगर कंप्लीट इक्वेटर के ऊपर 16 चक्कर मारे तो कम से कम 135 टन का कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड जाएगा, उतना कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बचेगा. So if you look at it, what you want to do with your overall entity, with your structure, what you stand for, and then what we say is if you look at the speed of construction, the labor cost of it, the performance part of it, 15-20 डिपेंडिंग ऑन द स्ट्रक्चर इज. आप 2 माले पे जाओगे कॉस्ट इम्पैक्ट लगेगा, आप 8 माले पे जाओगे इम्पैक्ट लगेगा, आपका पेरीफेरी कैसे है, आपका लाइट फेसिंग कैसे है, साउथ फेसिंग आपके वॉल्स है, ऑल दोज विल प्ले अ बिग पार्ट ऑफ योर ओवरऑल कंस्ट्रक्शन एज वेल एज अपकीप इज व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू से एज अ ग्रुप.
So in the hotel industry, if you see today,
Just excuse me, sir.
yeah, no problem. In the hotel industry, if you see, you already see that they are moving, like plastics have got eliminated. You come to a hotel like this, they're using only glass bottles. So I think the awareness is high, but only during the the construction of the building, I think they need to use more and more new technologies. So what are the other questions?
Maybe there are no questions. एक last point I would like to make कि ये who are we? We are a 358-year-old company. ये जो हम change की बात कर रहे हैं, how we can reduce carbon. We have 8 big research centers, more than 3000 odd researchers working globally. ये challenge को कैसे हम face कर सकते हैं, material sciences के ऊपर, बिल्डिंग साइंस के ऊपर, नया टेक्नोलॉजी क्या क्या है वो समझ के ये रिकमेंडेशन हम लेके आते हैं. सो इट्स ऑल वेरी वेल प्रूवन एंड दैट इज़ वाई इसी वजह से इतना डिफरेंस हम ला पा रहे हैं. और इंडिया के अंदर भी हम रिसर्च करते हैं, चेन्नई के अंदर हमारा एक R&D फैसिलिटी है. तो दिस इज़ वेयर वी कम एंड हमारे जितना प्रोडक्ट्स हमारे पास है और जितना हम ऐसा टाइप का सोल्यूशन दे सकते हैं शायद ही कोई और कंपनी दे पाए. Which is why we believe that we are the leaders in light and sustainable construction. वही हमारी पहचान हम रखना चाहेंगे आगे चलकर. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your time.